how much time do children spend with their parents in your country? Do you think that is enough? Well, it depends, especially in Vietnam. I would say that maybe like in the afternoon, or just like probably like 3 or 4 hours, and at in the afternoon, in the noon, or not really like noon, but on the afternoon, and maybe like another hour or so during like in the morning. But the thing is that it is based on the occupation. For example, my dad is a surgeon, so he spent a lot of time in the hospital, which with each operation can takes up to like 3 or 4 hours. Which apparently a lot of Vietnamese adult are either like engineer, surgeon, doctor, that's line of work, that require them to spend an enormous amount of time outside working, So, yeah. However, I would say that mothers and other females, uh, mother figure probably have a bit more time, just because of the kind of old fashioned, outdated nature of Vietnam, I guess. But you get my point. How important do you think spending time together is for the relationship between parents and children? I would say it's crucial. It's very important because, mm, a child personality and their morality, their moral compass, their view of the world is highly affected by their parents, which means that uh, the absence of having a father and mother figure on your parents in a child life create I would say usually uh, a negative a negative uh, a negative childhood, childhood. That's what I'm trying to say. And uh, yeah, in my opinion, spending time is for having like spending quality time. For parents to spend quality time with their children is important because of that. Children are basically what others people around them are. They are kind of like a median of that. And who else they interact the most outside of you know the most, right? It's their parents and then the friends and stuff like that. But the parents, in especially in the earlier stage of the development, parents are the one who shape their children personality, their mentality, their worldview and things like that. So I say that for a healthy, for to grow, for a human being to grow and be a responsible, healthy individuals require parents to spend times with them, to nurture uh, a positive development. Uh, right, so What do you think of using food to treat visitors? This is actually a very interesting question because using food to treat visitors, strangers, has been a very common psychological tactic in businesses, especially restaurants, right? And so it's also, you know, the reason they, uh, like when you go to restaurant or offices, sometimes we'll see people put a bowl of candy in front of like the receptionist desk or somewhere, it's visible, somewhere you can easily grab like one or two, a handful of candies, or maybe put some candy on the bill, because when people are unexpectedly have receive a small treat like that, it makes them happier, and it's easier to like make negotiation, make deals, and have a like better relationship between people, and that extends to pretty much anything in life. And even if it's just you have a guest that visit your house, giving them a few piece of candy may make the day, may lighten up the day, makes them happier. And so I say that they feel more at home, perhaps. So you get my point. It is a very good way to uh, in to makes people feel comfortable, and you know easier to deal with in some situation, especially in businesses. So people just feel more generous when they receive such things. So yeah. uh, who are more likely to invite others to their homes, people in the countryside or people in the city? I'll say it depends. I mean, people, citizens from both places can have their own policy and have the different ways of thinking. However, I would bet that people on the countryside in general are more willing to invite others into their house, because I don't know, like I feels like people in the countryside so much more open minded, and they value social interaction a lot. Especially like in my country, Vietnam, right? I see that in the countryside, people like to have a grand meal, having all their neighbors come visit their house to eat a big meal, having some uh, alcohol beverage, talking to each other, even if it was not a special day. It's just like a time for them to celebrate something like that, And also, because in the countryside there are a lot more land, because I mean less people live in the countryside when comparing like city dwellers who are being stacked into like a building block with each family like having a flat, an apartment like this, and so that's people in the cities have a lot less available spaces. So that can also be contribute to why they are reluctant to have people accompany with them in the house, things like that. And also probably because of the mentality, they are significantly a lot more like robbery and armed robbery, mm, murder, manslaughter in the city. So maybe they just became more cautious. I say so. So yeah. Should children have learning routines? Uh, yeah, I would agree with that because uh, having an organized schedule is better, especially for children. Uh, because in my opinion, any children students need to uh, you know they have to learn to organize and to do things in order to prioritize what is better for them. It's kind of stems from my own experience also, my own experience, because I growing up really don't have any learning routine, so uh, more than often I find myself rushing doing homeworks, rushing to review um, my work, my you know rushing prepare stuff for tests, while some other students who are more organized, who know how to prioritize stuff, who came up with a plan to study, have a lot less trouble, when they do anything in school, and thus they perform a lot better in school because of that. So yeah, I would agree that having a learning routine is definitely necessary for children to nurture a organized mind and have a more and enhance their effectiveness growing up. Does having a routine make kids feel more secure at school? Uh, just like I mentioned above, yes. Children who have schedule in mind, who know what they're going to do next, will feel a lot more secure in school because they will uh, they will not have trouble like trying to remember have if they have done certain tasks, if they have done all their homework, if they have like the all the necessary knowledge in mind to prepare for the exams, things like that. They rarely need to think about those things because they already have a solid foundation with all the stuff that they've been doing. And that's my point. So yeah. uh, what daily routines do people have at home? It depends, I mean, for most people, when they wake up, uh, they brush their teeth, they eat breakfast, prepare for school or for work, ironing their shirt, and just get ready for a day. And then when they come back during afternoon or a night, depends. Some will prefer to just laying down, uh, blow up some steam with their favorite television show, or eating out. Some have hobbies. Some enjoy doing sports like going to to the nearby boxing gym, things like that. It really depends on their preferences and their interests, their hobbies, and also the intensity of their work. So I can't really give like the a precise answer, but that's what I'm thinking.